Beautiful. Thank you, Tanya. I wanted to express deep gratitude for you sharing your wisdom and about the magic of numbers. So I'll just turn it over to you.
Oh, my pleasure. I think numbers have really fascinated me for years, and it started probably, this is sort of telling my age, probably about 30 years ago, where I was at a quest on a desert quest in New Mexico, and one of my elders, Jessica, was sitting there writing people's names down, and she put numbers on it, and I'm like, "Oh, Jess, what are you doing?" And she said, "I'm doing numerology," and I said, "Oh, what's that?" And she said, "It's a universal language for humanity." And she left that with me, how our wise people are really annoying and they leave these things they have to work out. And I started thinking about it and I was like, universal language for humanity. And then I started realizing there are numbers everywhere. There are numbers on our phones, on our places of where we live, bank account numbers, and then there's our date of birth number. And I went, oh, well, why was I born in the 12th of the 1st, 1968? Oh my God, that's numbers. What does that mean? Does it mean anything at all? And I'm one of the biggest skeptics out there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start researching this. So I learned from probably three and to four different types of numerologists. And so I've kind of got a eclectic approach, not a one-way approach. And I think every numerologist has their take on things. I just say to people, look, if you want to know what a meaning of a number is, just Google it. It's like the same with, our cards or something like that, or have a reading with a numerologist. And we're all going to probably give you similar but different sort of takes on it. So in numerology, there's actually five key numbers. So you're not one number. Like a lot of people say their life path number, that's me. And we'll get into what a life path number means and how you can calculate it in a minute. But generally speaking, you've got five numbers that make who you are up. The first number is calculated on your date of birth. So when did you arrive on planet Earth? And then somewhere along the line, we don't know when, it's a bit annoying, but we have a date of death. So date of birth and date of death. And isn't it funny how humans record these two things on our headstones? And we have a date of marriage, but that's generally because we change our name. And I'll talk to that a little bit in a minute. So that is what we call our life path number. It's not who you are. It's basically an energy frequency vibration that expresses the path of your soul, the journey that you're walking on. And when you're walking on the energy frequency vibration of the number of who you are, you feel better. And then we have your name on your birth certificate, and it has to be the first birth certificate. So your first name. So your soul's up there going, I'm going to choose my parents down there. I want you to call me this. And so that every time I hear my name on the energy frequency vibration level, it reminds me of who I am and why I came to planet Earth and what I'm here to learn, and also my personality number. So when we take your name on your date of birth, we take each letter, we translate that to a number, and then we add them all up. And we're not going to do this tonight. We add all of that up to get your destiny number. Why did you come to planet Earth? What are you here to do? What are you here to learn? And generally speaking, our learning lessons, you can look back on history and you can kind of go, oh, yeah. When you get as old as me, there's sort of patterns. You can see the patterns in it. And so if there's patterns from the past, then you can calculate the patterns of the future to a certain degree. And it's all down to interpretation, right? So I might share some stuff tonight and you might not agree with it. That's fine. I might share some stuff tonight and you agree with it, and that's fine. I don't care. I care about you, but it's basically listen to your own intuition. That's the best advice I can give anyone with numerology. So, what we do is we look at your name, that gives us your destiny number. It also gives us the soul, who you are on the inside number. And that number is calculated with the vowels. In the English language, the vowels, the A, E, I, O, U, have a bit of punch, a bit of energy to it, where the consonants, the T, P, T, Q, S, are a bit flatter. So the vowels is a number when we calculate that, that shows who you are on the inside, your gifts. And generally speaking, especially for women, our gifts, we don't really I shouldn't saying we, I shouldn't pull you all into this. But we basically, the gifts of our soul, we find it easy. We don't see it as a talent. Other people do. And we go, oh, but that's easy. But not everybody can do what you do in the unique way that you do it. So the soul number is who you are. It's the strengths and the talents and everything that you have that you might not notice. Then we have the consonants that gives us an indication of your personality type. So when people first meet you, what energy are you giving off when they meet you? So you've got an energy frequency of who you are on the inside and a personality on the outside. So say for instance, you've got a soul number 6 on the inside and a soul number 6 on the outside. You can't kind of hide. So this is who I am, and if you've got the luxury of this is what I want to put to the world, my masks and everything, but this is who I'm inside, you can kind of hide a little bit. So this is where the relationship between the five key numbers is really what it's all about. It's the spaces between your life path number, the energy that you were walking in, who you are on the inside, your personality number, and then what did you come to learn. Now, the fifth number that I look at, there's many other different numbers, but I like to keep it simple, is the day of birth. And the day of birth, kind of like your talents and abilities. It's not as strong as those four key numbers, but it's still really important and it's good to know. And there's lots of other numbers that are really important. So talents and abilities are a bit like, I don't know if you've ever played games where you shoot things and you shoot something and all of a sudden you get lots of points and it goes well, it's a bit like that. When you have access to it, you pull it out of your backpack and now you have this other energy. And it's all about energy because everything's vibrating, moving, and so is your soul, and so are you. But the numbers also have an energy about them. So what numerologists have done is they've said, okay, there's numbers 0 to 9. And the fascinating thing is you can go anywhere in the world, anywhere on the planet, and they all agree. Yes, there's a number system from 1 to 9. And so it's similar to music. You play a C note, and a C note is a C note. A D is a D, a F sharp is an F sharp, all around the world, and humans all agree on it, which is interesting. What they disagree with is, oh, I don't like that sound. I don't like that music, but I really love it. The same with numerology. There's different interpretations of those numbers, which is where I get back to listen to your intuition on that. So that's sort of in a nutshell what numerology is, and those five key numbers: your soul, personality, talents, and abilities, destiny number, and also your life path number. Um, what we're going to do today or tonight is have a little look at the universal year for humanity. We're in the year 2025. So what we do is if you add 2 plus 2 is 4, and then you add a 5, which is 9. So the planet from the 1st of January, you got to bear in mind the Mayan calendar has 13 months. Um, you know, it's about energy, it can come and go. So the point in which you take it from can be debated. But for the planet, let's just say, for the purpose of this recording, it starts in January and finishes in December. So we're in a 9 year. Remember, I said to you it's about the relationships between the numbers. So you do have your own personal year that you're in, your own personal cycle. Um, and so the way that you calculate that is you take the day that you were born. So I'm on the 12th day, and the month is a 1 month, and you add the numbers 1 plus 2 plus 1. You don't go 12 plus 1. You separate all the numbers out. So you go 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 is 4. And then we look at 2025, which is a 9. So a 4 plus 9 is 13, which is a powerful energy for me to be in. Those master numbers, but we won't go into it. But if you add the 1 plus the 4, I'm in a 4 year cycle. And so if you'd like to, have a look, just calculate that in your head. You basically got a nine plus the month, and I'll ask both of you if you like what that is, what year you're in, because what year you're in, plus with the planet being in a 9 year, kind of may mean something to you. It's interesting. So take things with a grain of salt. And I think the interesting thing I find with the 9 year for the planet is, for me personally, a 9 year is about global shift in consciousness, reflection, transformation. Nine is the vibration associated with letting go. Did you hear that? Letting go, spiritual growth, humanitarianism. So basically doing things about humanity, karmic completion. So it's the last number in numerology. You got 0 to 9. The fascinating thing is numerology doesn't go in a straight line. It goes in spirals. Everything's in spirals. So when you have the 9, it goes back to a 1 or 0, and it goes round in cycles. So some people with 9 energy, or some people think that the 9 year, this is the end, and it's been prophesized and everything. And it's like, yeah, it's the end of stuff that we no longer need as humans. And it's the end of, you know, whatever it is. So it's about endings and closures. And that means old systems, old beliefs, paradigms will break down to make space for something new. And, I think we're seeing this. I don't want to get political, but we're seeing it all around the world in all sorts of things. It's about releasing the past on a collective level. So, past mistakes and unresolved issues. Have humans made a lot of mistakes and have unresolved issues? Heck yes. And so it can be a bit traumatic, but it's like, when you clean out your garage or a bedroom or something, and you don't really like doing it, and you go, oh, I'm gonna have to do this, and then you do it, and then you go, you feel better because you're creating space and you're letting go every single thing that you own, every single person that you know. There's a tiny little thread that runs from you to them. When you get rid of it and you release it with love, or just dump it or whatever, it cuts all those ties and you feel lighter. So this is what the planet is doing. Mother Earth is doing. She's weighed down with all this gunk and stuff, and she wants to release it all. But it's also about emotional and spiritual awakening. So many people will feel an inner pull towards a deeper meaning, soul purpose, emotional healing. They'll start, I remember talking to healers, and they, oh, we've got no money, it's not very busy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait, get out there, tell people that you're here, because you're gonna get really busy from now moving forward. It's also about, there'll be a greater push for compassion, unity, and social change, because people want more balance in the world, and I think we're feeling that. So it's not all about doom, gloom, and ginger ale. It's very exciting. I feel very excited because it's the end of the cycle. This is the year, the transition point. So, meaning we may be feeling like we're in a waiting phase. Like I've waited, I don't know, 7 days for the cyclone to hit Brisbane. That's what it is. That's the 9. It's like, just wait, wait, wait. Before the rebirth of the new cycle in 2026, when a woman is giving birth, it's, I haven't given birth, thank goodness. But I've had a partner who's a midwife, and I've seen lots of babies being born. And it's traumatic, man. It's the same with death, birth and death. It's traumatic. So just know that it's an end of a cycle, it's a transition point. How will it impact humanity? It's an emotional cleansing and a collective healing. So it's about a rise in emotional awareness, increased spiritual awakening, which I talked about, but more people are letting go of past traumas, relationships, and outdated beliefs. And so, if you're not in some sort of chaos right now, you've probably done a lot of work on yourself. um, but there's a lot of, so this is the year for deep self-reflection, healing wounds, and stepping into a higher consciousness. So a lot of your old trauma that you thought you might have healed is going to come up for healing. Don't push it back down again. If you push it back down again, you're going to hold on to that for the next 9 years. Do you want that? So be gentle on yourself and let it go. It's the endings and the transformation in world systems. Outdated political, financial, and social structures may collapse or be challenged. Uh, you know, I'm just picking on America here because the shit's hit the fan there, big time. But they're challenging a lot of social structures. As much as I don't like what I see, it's being challenged big time. So leaders who no longer align with the collective good may be removed or stepped down. We've seen major endings in industries, companies, way of livings. So this is not a year to be resistant to change. It's a year to trust that old systems that used to work, just allow the new systems to come out. Don't be in fear of, oh, this is going to collapse and what are we going to do? It's like, don't worry, we're human beings. We adapt. We're really good at changing and creating new things. Um, so it's a global call for compassion, and a 9 year call to lead with love and let go of selfish, ego driven desires. Work towards unity, kindness, social justice, helping those in need, supporting humans, so support everybody, giving back. What's that word for that? Where people give money to help other people do businesses and that type of thing. It's also about spiritual evolution. So a lot of people will seek more mindfulness and holistic healing. Fear-based narratives and limiting beliefs will dissolve, so work on that. So it's a profound time for inner growth and alignment with our soul's path. So try and get out of the trauma of what's happening on the planet and come back to your own trauma. Um, so on the positive side of things, embrace change. Well, nobody likes change. I don't like change. I think I do, but I don't. I don't know about you. But so let go of what no longer serves you. Trying to hold on the past will just create unnecessary resistance. It'll be like you're dragging something through. It's a 9 year, use the energy to let it go, however that looks for. Release and forgive of self, whether it's personal relationships, habits, or old beliefs. It's just time to clear the slate. I do a bit of a review and say, what's my life now like now? Who do I want in it? What do I want in it? No. Trust the process. So even though things feel uncertain, um, this year is like preparing us for the birth of something new. I'm coming back to the birthing process is difficult. So we're basically giving birth right now. It's hard, but just when that baby's born, when that New Year's comes, magic arrives because we will be moving into a 5 year from that. So focus on service and connecting to your high power, God, Goddess, whatever you want to call it, whatever that thing is that's bigger than you. So it's a powerful time to help others and to raise the collective consciousness. So every single thing that you do on yourself shifts the consciousness. So the only way I can describe it is the fabric of the universe has been torn. And so every time you do something for you, you're not only helping you, you're not only helping your children, you're not only helping your community, you're also helping the energetic field that we're weaving together collectively. I encourage you to keep doing the work. So it's not an end, it's just preparation for a new beginning. So even though it might feel heavy and uncertain, just wait for it. And so on that, what we can do is do you have any questions before I? That's a bit of a blurb, wasn't it?
That was amazing. Um, so it's kind of like we're in the laboring stage then. Like we're just kind of like, you can't force that, you can't rush that. Like if you kind of do things to speed up your labor when we're talking about birthing something, there's always going to be a repercussion for that. So yeah, if you can kind of sit and trust and just let go of control and let nature kind of take its course, then things kind of turn out a little bit easier for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. if you race into the future or you race into what's happening in the planet politically, or you, as soon as you start, I hate this, you're creating more hate. And so it's a matter of really being in the present moment with yourself. It's like being in the eye of a tornado or hurricane. Get in there, get into soul alignment, get into who you are, and stay focused on that. Like when a woman's giving birth, what are they, your nurse, I don't know if you probably pulled out a few babies, but they ask the lady to focus on her breathing, breathe, slow down, focus on, the baby. This will pass. Just keep doing it. And that's what I'm saying. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's a great analogy, really, to use as a reflective tool, I think, for the whole thing, because I think it can feel there's a lot of stuff that is getting spun around, like that we might take offense to, that we kind of feel really hurt by, or like it stirs up all those negative emotions, anger, frustration, like all of those things. So if we can kind of just sit in the middle of that and just let that kind of travel. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can get angry, you can feel frustrated, but is that being in soul alignment? Is that helping weave the fabric of the universe together, or is that really helping you in your life? No, it's not. There's a lot of things at the moment that are out of our control. There are some people on the planet that are there to do things and control that. I'm not one of them. I'm here to show people the beauty of the planet, not what's wrong with it, but what's right with it. Uh, so look at that. So what we can do is, I'll just do you mind if I ask you, Shirley, what your the day that you were born is, what number,
14
and then the month.
is 5.
So you've got a 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 5 is 10,
Yeah.
plus 9 is
19
19, and then 1 plus 9
is 10.
is 10. So that's a 1. And
Mm,
so what I do, I don't necessarily take your. So you were, what was the month? January, February, March, April, May?
mate. Yeah.
Oh, okay, coming up. So what we do is we look at your year, your 1 year starting in May, around your birthday, 3 months either side of your birthday. Some numerologists will say it starts at the year. I disagree with that because it's like we have to use your birthday. Why else would you use it? So your birthday, I take the year, your cycle starting on your birthday, or 3 months either side because it's the energy. So at the moment, you're in a 9 year still until you go into a 1 year. Now, can you imagine you've got two nines going on? And I kind of like, oh, sorry, mate. So the intensity of that is like, oh, it's like when I see that, I kind of feel a little bit sorry for you. I think, oh shit, that's hard energy to take on because what it means for you is that this is the ultimate year for closure and transformation. You are completing a major cycle up until your birthday right now. It's already started last year. Karmic relationships and past lessons are wrapping up. A spiritual awakening that will set the tone for your life phase for the next 9 years. So, what I'd say to you, really dive deep, do some work, strip off and dance naked around a fire and get rid of anything and everything that you can think of. So, what to do in this year is to trust whatever leaves is making space for something greater. Let go of self sacrifice and step into true soul alignment. So it's not about sacrificing yourself for this or letting go of those things. It's just about letting go of that. And use your wisdom to guide and inspire others because you're here for humanity for that part. So a little mantra, I put some mantras together to help you out would be I embrace the ending of the cycle and open myself to divine purpose. So that would be and that. Megan, are you still with us? I was just going to see if she wanted to tell me what her day and month is.
Hello,
Hello, what's your date of birth?
11,
So you're on the 11th. What's the month?
5.
5. So if we go 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 5 is 7, and then 7 plus 9 is 16, and then 1 plus 6 is 7. So again, the same as Shirley, you got your birthdays almost right next to each other, right? In May, you'll be going into a 7 year.
Yep,
So at the moment, you're in a 6 year. So what that means, the six to me is all about self-love, the nurturer. So a 6 year in a 9 year. So I'm see how I'm joining the relationship between the two numbers. Um, what it means for you possibly, and take this with a grain of salt, is that there are big lessons in letting go of over responsibility for others. So you are not responsible for other people in this year. It's all about you. Past family dynamics may come up for healing. So there might be some family stuff that needs some healing. There might be a deep resentment of home relationships and self-worth. A reassessment, sorry, a deep reassessment. So reassessing, where am I living, what relationship am I having, and what about me, my self-worth, my self-esteem. What to do in this year is to focus on nurturing and emotional well-being, release guilt and let go of responsibilities that aren't yours. Participate in soulful service, but only from a place of joy, not obligation. So basically, do things that fill your heart up. So your mantra in the 6 year is: I release old responsibilities and embrace love from a place of balance.
cool.
How does that sound?
Sounds good.
So because you're going into a 7 year, so after May, or in May you're going into a 7 year, and I'll come back to your 1 year, Shirley. As a 7 year, is I call the seeker or the truth seeker. It's the number of spirituality. So it's about a deeper introspection and spiritual transformation. A year of letting go of limiting beliefs and trusting the unknown. So this is a really a big year of, do you have a higher power or something that you think is bigger than you in the spiritual realm?
Is that question for me or Shirley?
Yeah, no, you, Megan.
Oh, look, I am Roman Catholic, baptized into it. Do I believe in God? I believe there is something greater than us, but does he have a name, God? I don't actually know. He is just something that's there, or he, she, they are there. That's all I know.
So all it is it's about having that connection with that energy that you know, and you can name it whatever you want. If it's God, I mean, spirituality doesn't mean it's religion. They're two separate, very separate
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Um, but it's about, you know, finishing um, finishing the old way of your old beliefs and bringing in a new way. So it could mean letting go of some of the stuff that no longer serves you in that realm and bringing in something new. So it's about meditating and spending time for inner clarity. Um, Release outdated spiritual and intellectual beliefs. That's what that says. So the mantra going forward is: I surrender to the wisdom of the universe and trust my inner voice. So I surrender to the wisdom of the universe, which is God, and trust my inner voice. And so that's just that's the energy that it's around. It's not who you are. Um, and surely you'll be going into a 1 year. It's only because I know you. But the one for me is about leadership.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
It's the leader. So your natural instincts to start new things, but this year's about closing chapters first. So you have to finish before you start. 1 and a 9 are the same. So you can start things in a 9 year, you can finish, but because the planet's in a 9 year and you're in a 1 year, it might be a bit frustrating. Things might not start as quickly as you want them to do.
Hmm.
Might have to wait until the second 6 months
Yeah.
and that type of thing. Major spiritual lessons and patience and surrender. Releasing outdated leadership styles or business approaches. So, whatever you've done in the past, maybe don't repeat it, do something different. A
Mhm.
chance to redefine your purpose before launching into a fresh start into that new 1 year. So, you're going into a 1 year and then you're in a 1 year. It's like, holy moly, you can't hide. It's kind of like, yeah, I do feel sorry for you. But anyway, um, so reflect on your journey and what you've achieved, what's no longer serving you. Avoid forcing new beginnings. Instead, wrap up unfinished projects, clear old attachments. That's in career, relationships, mindset, trust the process. So the mantra for when you hit your birthday would be, I trust that endings create space for even greater beginnings.
Oh, beautiful.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's just looking at, it's not necessarily your life path number,
No.
uh,
Yeah.
but your life path number. Will I just do? Have I got time for more
Yeah.
need?
Yeah.
Um, so just kind of the takeaways for everyone in the 9 year is let go of resistance and surrender to your superpower. Complete unfinished business before starting anything new.
Hmm.
Don't start something new this year. Release what no longer aligns with your soul. And for that, you do need to really listen and trust your intuition. Practice forgiving and emotional healing. So it's a powerful year. Embrace it fully, because, the planet's going to be giving birth to whatever humanity is focused upon, whatever that looks like. So whether you label it as good or bad, the universe, the law of attraction doesn't know the difference between good and bad. It's just whoever's focusing on that will come through. So your date of birth again, Shirley, was the um
14,
14/5,
5, and my year of birth is 1971.
1971. So what you do when you've got your date of birth and you've written it out, I don't know if you can see my calculator here.
Yeah.
What you do is you'll go 1 plus 4
Hmm.
and then +5 for the month.
Hmm.
And then you go +1, +9, +7, +1. So you're doing that when you calculate it.
Hmm.
And then you go obviously equal, and it's a 2 plus an 8. And so then again, you go 2 plus 8 is 10, which is 1. And so Shirley's life path, interesting. I don't think I've done your numbers, Shirley. We might have to have a little chat. It's like, right, get you on your life path as a pioneering independent leader.
Hmm.
As a high sense of urgency for new beginnings, which is why you love starting things, moving around, start. Hardworking, natural born leaders. You have a pioneering spirit full of energy and passion. It's creativity. So when you've got a one, you look at the one, it's got a direct link up there, direct link down there. If you look at a bow and arrow, it's like an arrow on the bow, and you've got the arrow there. Whatever you focus upon, and you go, right, I want that. When you let go, bing, you'll hit your target every time. So you're basically the type of person that gets what she wants. Um, and it's about taking charge, stepping out, risking it on a new adventure. No one will do it better than you. Now, remember, there's other numbers. There's 4 other key numbers that play into this life path. This is just the energy, frequency, vibration that you like walking in your life path is you like being on your own. You like doing your own things. You like your own business. You like starting new things. You like being creative. Must be the boss, um, or number one. Good self-employed. Very sensitive to criticism. So the life purpose is to achieve independence and leadership, to take charge and step out, leading and guiding others less capable, and to express your unique individuality through being creative in an inspiring way for others. So you're a pioneer or explorer who originates an enterprise. You'll create something new that no one else has done. And so when you do that, sometimes it's like it might not land really quickly because no one else has done it. So you kind of have to educate people into doing it your way because your way is right. I know there's no wrong or right, but um, so does that make sense for you with your life path?
Yeah, yeah. I think it brings me a sense of peace that when I can feel frustrated about things, like not kind of gaining the traction when I like launch programs or do things like that, that it's kind of being that walking the edge a little bit further down the road than what yeah than where some people are.
Well, and the ones is about overcoming self-doubt and feelings of insecurity,
Mm.
huge. And they need to learn diplomacy and be around happy people, about channeling your creative energy in a positive way. Um, but also listen and learn how to be alone or one with God of your understanding. But focus on bigger things and bless the seeds of new beginnings. Like one's about new starts and have some gratitude. But more importantly, learn how to be kind to others because ones can be a little bit ouch, sharp, including yourself. So learn to be kind to yourself first and use the power of focus and aim towards that. So,
Mm.
um,
Mhm.
what about you, Megan? Would you like me to have a quick look at your life path number?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, why not? Give it a go. So you're the 11th of the 5th. What's your date, your year?
1978.
1978. So, um, again, you just go 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8. So that's what the way they calculate it. I'm showing you the calculator. I can't add it up. I did fail maths at school. So your life path numbers are 32. So 3 plus 2 is a 5. So the energy that you enjoy walking in, Megan, is what I call the freedom loving adventurer. So you're the seeker of freedom above all else. You're adventurous, having a restless nature. You like being on the go constantly. Change, variety. Yeah, let's party. Let's go here. Let's go there. You have a free spirit and you need to have variety in your day. Otherwise, you're going to get really bloody bored. So if you don't live the life of adventure, your lives become way too dramatic. Now, there's this fascinating thing with these five people, life path fives, is that in our brain, when we bungee jump, you know what bungee jumping is, or we jump out of a plane, there's this chemical that releases in our brain, and we go, woo! This exactly the same chemical releases in your brain. Your nurses, I shouldn't be telling you this, but the same chemical releases in your brain when there's high drama. It's the same. So if you're not having adventure, you'll create drama to get that hit of, I don't know the drug, but I'm pretty sure we'll work that thing out. So if you start having lots of drama around, just go, okay, I need to get out. I need to go camping. I need to go and do something for myself or with other people, or, do something that you feel, try something new. Um, Curiosity leads you to always finding the answers to life's questions. So conservative is a word that probably doesn't really describe you. I don't know you, but remember, this is not who you are. This is just the energy frequency that you like walking in.
Oh,
Um,
no, you're pretty spot on.
so if I've had a hard time settling down, they have a big fear of being trapped or smothered in relationship. So their love of
Yeah,
freedom extends
yeah.
beyond the concern not only for you, but you really want freedom for everybody else and welfare of everybody else. So you're extremely compassionate and you focus on adventure and curiosity can sometimes distract you. Like, it's like just do this first. Oh, no, I want to do that. That looks more fun. Oh, I want to do that. And sometimes fives, because they're so excited, they forget about the feelings of others. Meaning um, like I came over to Australia, thought it was really exciting, and didn't even consider what it would be like for the friends that I was leaving behind in New Zealand. And when they cried or said, "Oh, what are we going to do now?" and I'm like, "Oh, what? I didn't think that because I was so busy doing my thing and wanting that next thing." So it's about freedom of travel, adventure, motion, change, journey also within the mind and spirit. So you can journey outside, but also journey inside, like those deep, soulful, creative visualizations or meditations that take you deep. Don't fence you in. You hate restrictions. Natural born detectives and teachers. I'm a little bit surprised you're a nurse, but anyway, it's like must like working things out, solving things.
Oh, I'm not a
Sexually,
nurse anymore.
oh, you're not. Oh, what do you do
No,
now?
I'm a train driver now.
Oh, right. Oh, look at you traveling around in the bloody train. That's classic. It might get a little bit boring for you. So be mindful of that. You just find other things to do, like outdoor activities. Um, but fives make very good salespeople. They very persuasive, and they can be addictive to all things in life: sugar, drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, because you're getting that hit type of thing. Sexually magnetic as well. So fives have a real persona about them. Sometimes people with five life paths, people always hitting on them, or they're always like, why? I'm not sexually attracted to them. What's their problem? Stuff like that. So your life lesson is to learn stability and security. However, you need your escapes. So if you're driving trains and you're feeling a little bit bored, where are you going? What are are you driving there because you're going to this destination, or make sure you get away? To value freedom and realize that nothing is permanent. So even though you're scared of settling down or staying still, it's like, well, change. I've been on my friend's place up in Bundy, and every morning I wake up, same place, different scenery. Like different animals, different colors, different smells. It took me a while to kind of click that things change even though you're still. So life purpose of the purpose of the five is when you're on your adventures to learn from yourself and others and your experience and then teach what you've seen, found out and lived. So it's like passing it on. So does that's just one number? Does that resonate with you from the point of view of the energy that you like being in, that moving around, freedom loving?
Yeah, pretty much spot on. Pretty much spot on. I mean, since Shirley's known me over the last 20 something years, we've lived in one territory, two states, but lived in multiple areas of those areas. So, yeah.
Yeah, and there's
I usually,
nothing wrong
I
with that.
usually get a 2-year itch. Where's my next destination?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a five energy. And people will make you feel wrong because of that, but it's not who you are. It's not why you came to planet Earth. If you had a number four, four people buy a house, live in it, stay there, have their kids, and then die in the house.
Yeah, I don't understand
No.
anyone that lives in their house longer than, yeah.
So people that do that terrify us, people that like to travel, but we terrify them. Like they settle down and they don't get why.
I don't
Why do
know, terrify is not a word I would use. It actually, it grosses me out. It doesn't terrify me, it just grosses me out to think that you can be that, well, it's not boring, but sheltered almost.
But can you see that with someone with a life path of four, possibly that's what they need. That's what brings them into soul alignment. They need that
Yeah.
stability. Like what brings you into a soul alignment is to travel. So this is why numerology is fascinating because we're all different. And we all have different reasons why we came to planet Earth and we have different ways of expressing it. And there is no wrong or right. And so when you look at the different energies, it's like, I can, I don't mean to do it, but sometimes I go, oh, I bet there are four. Or I bet they have a lot of a seven energy because they're always doing spiritual things or, you know, fascinating. It is, but and that's being me being a judgy budgie,
Yeah.
big time. But that's just one number. So that's the energy frequency vibration that you like walking in. And then obviously we've got your other numbers on based on your date of birth and your name, but unfortunately we don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
But
But
it gives
I
us,
think I was just going to reflect. I think you kind of identifying personality traits and stuff and identifying with the number that might be their number can help you to understand who they are at
yes,
their
yeah,
essence. And then I
yeah.
know you said about judging, but it kind of gives you insight. That's all.
I did numerology
It's
reading.
similar to us. It's a bit similar to us in nursing. Like we understand if they've got mental health issues or a disability, we have more empathy towards them and more understanding because we understand traits of those particular disorders, disabilities, diseases. You get what I mean, Cheryl? Like,
Yeah, for
diagnosis
sure.
for me is not to label someone, it's to give me an understanding and
Yeah.
empathy towards that person.
So, like, I did a numerology reading for a husband and wife and their three kids, and I saw them all individually at their home, and then we all came together around the table and had fish and chips. It was really fun. Um, and what I noticed was the young girl, the teenager girl that walked in with purple hair and rings around her nose. I instantly knew she would have fives and threes in a numerology. The family all had fours, sixes, nines. And so what happened when I was sharing some of the dynamics between how they relate to each other and their family, the husband and wife, the mum and dad, just wanted the daughter to just settle down. If you just sit down and stay in the job, then she would be successful. And they couldn't understand why she had to keep running off doing all these things. And so the daughter was, you can imagine she was frustrated because it's not who she is. And so she's acting out in a way that's
Yeah.
not congruent with what her family is. So I was able to say to the parents, look, your daughter's got fives and threes, and she's not designed to settle down. She's got these are your numbers and these are her. They're poles apart, they're different. And so then I asked the daughter, what do you really want to do? And she said, oh, I want to set this business up. She had eights and ones and her numerology. She had three business plans that she wanted to do. And her parents just thought that was being stupid, unrealistic. She needs to study, she needs to get a job. So I said to the parents, what if she went to business school? Went to university, do business school, and I said to the daughter, what if you got support to help get these businesses going and do what you love doing it's a win-win, if that makes sense. So
Oh,
pretty,
absolutely.
like you
Very
said, just
cool.
helps
Yeah.
people understand a little bit more um, about the relationships between people. And it's not that they're wrong or they're bad, it's just that's how you were born. That's what your soul chose to experience on planet Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's just such great information. Thank you, Tanya, so much for all of your insights and sharing your wisdom and stuff. So, are you planning on doing a numerology course? I know that you kind of teach it sometimes. Is it more in person, or do you plan on doing a Zoom kind of training or?
Um, yeah, I haven't got a course planned at this stage. It's something that I can, numerology sort of it comes in and goes. So I'm a filmmaker. And I use numerology in my self-signature movie product that I work with business owners on. It's a very powerful tool to do that. So at the moment, I'm doing numerology readings. They're $100 for an hour and a half. You get me, you get a full written report on Zoom, and we discuss those five key numbers and how they work in that. In the course, I normally do a 1 day course in person that just gives you the basics, and then a second course to learn know a little bit more. So you can just have some fun with it and do the numbers on your partners and um, you know uh, do what we were talking about, understand yourself and how you fit in, and plus also why you attract certain people.
Yeah, yeah.
Fun.
No, that just sounds amazing. So I want to say thank you, Megan, for joining us too and for sharing your insights. I hope you've felt like it's been worth your time. And
Oh,
to anyone that
absolutely.
listens, what was that? Sorry.
Absolutely. No, I've always been interested in different elements of numerology or, astrology or anything. I think
Hmm.
they all play a part in our life, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just going to stop the recording now. But
Thank you.
yeah, depending on who watches the recording, they can reach out to you directly. I'll put your information in there,
Yeah,
Tanya, so
just
that,
email
yeah,
me. And if there's enough of you, I'll put a course together. Like if you can get
yeah,
people together, then course, let's do it. Let's have some fun and do a
yeah,
6 online night course. So it kind of,
awesome.
yeah, happy to teach you and share numerology. I think it's simple, it's amazing. And I've been doing it for over 30 years now. And it's, yeah, it's an amazing tool.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you.